Welcome, fiends and foolish denizens of this earth. I bring you today a special, mysterious Monday Mailcall Show, a bit later than normal, purely because of the content that we will have within these far-hallowed walls. I bring you creepy Bronze Age horror, specifically for your delectation and delight. Welcome, everyone. I'm just back from honeymoon. It was great. And I'm going to stop with this silly light and this silly voice so we can get on with the show. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Still Only 35 Cents. Welcome back. This is, as I say, the mysterious Monday Mail Call. A little later than normal. Literally got back about an hour or so ago. So I wanted to take you through some of the new books that I got this week, and take you through some of these Bronze Age books that some of you have probably seen, but they've got a lot of history in them, and wanted to share them with you all. Usual stuff. If you're in the chat for the live show, please put your comments in. We'll do our best to answer them as we go. If you haven't already and you like the content, please hit that like button down below and hit the subscribe button, as well as the notification bell for future content. Usual stuff there. And maybe with that, we'll kick straight into the books. I don't know how long we'll run this today. There's a decent stack to go through, but wanted to share them with you straight off the press. Literally arrived this week. So maybe with that, I'll switch to the usual view. Let's add this to the stage. And we'll go to that view. There you have it. Okay, now let me see if I can just see what we're seeing. There you go. So yes, first of all, I got a batch of creepy magazines. Now, these are from 1960, I think 1965, by Warren Publishing. I don't have issue 1, but I have a decent run of creepies here. The first thing that you'll probably notice on most of these is that they have these stunning Frank Frazetta covers. And in addition to that, they had a whole host of talent write and craft the stories in terms of the artwork within each of these books. So they're sort of anthology titles that essentially collated a whole bunch of different horror stories at the time. And as I say, this is 1965, issue 2. As you can see here, this stunning Frank Frazetta cover. Inside, you get Uncle Creepy introducing the issue. As I said, I don't have issue 1, but you can see here you've got amazing cover by Frank Frazetta. You've got other artists in here, such as Al Williamson, Jack Davis. Archie Goodwin was the story editor throughout most of the run, I believe, throughout. And you'll see a whole bunch of really great creepy mail, fun and games, and lots of these sort of horror stories, black and white, but beautifully realized and beautifully drawn. A whole host of horror goodness within each of these pages. So I'll sort of go through some of them. I won't go through in great detail some of the stories here, but wanted to give you a sense of the books that I got. So this is issue 2. So as I say, great Frank Frazetta cover with Uncle Creepy on that front cover there. Again, this is issue number 4. They're not in super great condition, but great to have them in the PC to be able to sort of read through these. And just hold on to these amazing Frank Frazetta covers. I think this one's a Frank Frazetta cover as well. Yes, it is. And again, you get to see the interior in terms of the stories. You get, 6, 7 stories in each of these issues. Again, Archie Goodwin edited this with stories within. So you can see a story by Archie Goodwin here. And again, you see this great black and white moody art, all the while introduced by Uncle Creepy. So a great hark back to the sort of horror titles, but great to sort of see this. So that's issue 4. Then we have this issue number 6. Again, another classic, beautiful Frank Frazetta cover. And inside, you can see the contents within issue 6. Some beautiful interior art there in terms of Creepy's Loathsome Lore. But you can see these just stunning art. Really looking forward to digging into these and reading through the stories. Hopefully they don't give me too many nightmares. This one I already had, but this is a duplicate. So again, this is another Frank Frazetta cover with the werewolf versus Dracula here. You've got a couple of new artists in there, such as Al Williamson, John Severin. And as you can see here, again, sort of 6 or 7 stories within each one. Jewel of the Monsters is here with the werewolf stalking and the vampire at some point here. There you go. Or ghoul. This is issue 17 with this, again, another Frank Frazetta cover here with executioner type character on there. Lost the color on the inside cover there this time, but again, great, wonderful stories enclosed within. Most of the stories by Archie Goodwin, as you can see, but just beautiful seeing all these amazing old ads for the Creepy Magazine Club, fan club. Lots of sort of ads for monsters and various other type of scary content. That's issue 17. That one's in not bad shape. Creepy 18. This one isn't a Frank Frazetta cover. This one's by Vic Prezio. And again, you can see a bit of water damage here. But again, great to just have these books to read through and enjoy. So looking forward to that. This one's a very interesting looking cover. This is The World of Creepy. Cover by Albert Newtsell. Again, 6 stories within this book. Really interesting looking Inheritors of the Earth. Great looking art here. So super happy to pick this up. This is number 20. Issue 23. I don't think this was cover was by Tom Sutton. And here, again, you can see, just look at some of this art in here is just phenomenal. Great to be able to read through these. So yeah, some late nights planned for these. And then to finish off the creepies, I have a copy of, 2 more. Issue 26 with a cover by Basil Gogos. This one has some art by Steve Ditko in it as well. Steve Ditko did join the team around about later on in the run as well. So there's a number of books in here. When we come to Eerie as well, the Eerie books, you'll see that basically you've got art from Neil Adams in here as well. So there's a real cluster of great artists and creators involved in these Warren magazines. And then to finish us off on Creepy, issue 31 with this weird sort of chestburster type creature robot that's been attacked by this monster. Cover by Bowden Todd. But again, just look at these stories. Just how good is this? Great art throughout. Great to see. And we have Ben online. Hi, Ben. How are you doing? Great to see you. Welcome. Any questions, let me know. As I say, I'm still digging into these, so they're brand new to me. If you have any eerie experiences, let me know, or creepy experiences. Then we've got the Eerie run. Now, this one is issue number 2. And this one apparently is the first appearance of, you had Uncle Creepy in Creepy Magazine, but in Eerie you had Cousin Eerie. And here on the inside cover, you get to see Cousin Eerie introducing the issue. This was in 1966, so a year later. Again, another great cover by Frank Frazetta here. So the early issues seem to have a lot more Frank Frazetta than the later ones, as you can see here. But again, you get the 7 stories, Footsteps of Frankenstein, introduced by Cousin Eerie in this case. But great to see these. Look at this. Awesome artwork. As I say, looking forward to going through that. Issue 3. Again, I believe this is another Frank Frazetta cover of the sort of monster sea creature. Yeah, Frank Frazetta. Again, has some art from Steve Ditko in there, Al Williamson, Frank Frazetta. I think Frank Frazetta may have actually done not just the covers, but maybe some of the internal art as well. But I'll update you all at a later date. Again, you can see here Steve Ditko's involved. You can see some of the classic Steve Ditko style here in terms of the story. which looks like a very similar in terms of styling to Doctor Strange, as you can see with this sort of eldritch mirror that's being held up to him. So that's issue 3 of Eerie. Not sure if that is actually working out quite well in terms of the light. So let me try and see if I can get slightly better for you. Then I've got 2 copies of Eerie 4. Again, this one has a cover by Gray Morrow. Very Cthulhu-esque type cover here. So very interested in that. And again, some Ditko art in there. I'm just seeing if there's anyone else that we would know. Eugene Colan's in there. And again, Archie Goodwin did most of the stories that would appear in here as well. House of Evil with Dear Cousin Ernie introducing the stories to the reader. That's fantastic art. As you can see here, Gene Colan art, perfectly realized here in black and white painted. So you can see there's some really good stuff here for me to sink my teeth into. Eerie number 5, I think. Yep, this is another Frank Frazetta cover with the T-Rex in the swamp. And again, who else did we have involved? Like Gene Colan's in here, Steve Ditko again, Wally Wood's in here as well. So again, you get to see some real sort of classic names from the comics world in terms of creating these issues. And we have Eerie 7. I'm not sure who's the cover artist on this one. Again, Frank Frazetta. Wasn't aware of that one, so that's another great Frank Frazetta cover in there. Very black. As you can see, it's not in the best of shape, but still great to have this in the collection. I'll see if I can just get rid of some of that glare for you. This is a beautiful Frank Frazetta cover here. Demon Sword, issue number 8. And again, Gene Colan art, Steve Ditko. Wally Wood's in here again as well. Some absolute beautiful artwork in here, as you can see. I think this is Gene Colan. Yeah, Gene Colan art there. This characteristic art style, which later went on to Dracula, which we'll come to in a little while. So that's issue 8. Let's just have a look. What's Cole Collects. If you like Eerie, etc., you should check out my Whatnot show tomorrow, buddy. I have loads of horror mags, including Eerie. I will do so. Thanks so much, Cole. I'll look out for that and get on and see if there's anything missing from my run. As I say, there's a number of, it's not a full run here, but it's great to be able to pick these up. I got these from a UK auction house as a sort of job lot. I think there was 3 lots in total, and you'll see in a minute. So there's the Creepies and then these Eerie books that I picked up. Let me just turn that off. But great to have you. Welcome, Cole. And here you can see here, we've got more of the same Neil Adams art in this issue. This one here, so you can see classic Neil Adams styling and artwork in here with his sort of the way he does his perspective. Very dynamic art there. So just great to be able to see. Look at that, melting away into the grave. Beautiful stuff. Then we have issue 10. You can see here foxing on these issues. They're not super great, but again, perfect for reading, perfect to digging in and understanding the history of Eerie. So this is what year was this? This is still 1967. So it's sort of Silver Age magazines of sorts. So great to have them in the collection. Neil Adams art again, Dan Adkins, Gene Colan, Steve Ditko still in here. So it's just as a Wally Wood as well. So as you can see, there's just a plethora of these artists in here that you know and love from Marvel and DC, sort of coming over and working on these Warren stories. So fantastic art and fantastic books to be able to have. Then we've got issue 12. I do already have this one. I think I've got, this is, again, this will be a reader copy for me. Dan Atkins is the cover artist here with the mummy attacking this individual. Eerie's Monster Gallery. You've got zombies here. Not too many great artists in this one that I'm aware of. So again, I'll just be digging through and seeing who did what. But yeah, towards the later part, I think the sort of artwork team sort of tended to fall off, or maybe went back to Marvel and DC. Vic Prezio did the cover on this one. This is Eerie 15 with the doll collector. Really beautiful, really realized art there. And yeah, so that's issue 15. Then we have issue 16 with the decapitated head there, with the Beware the Diabolical Wicked Genius of Dr. Felix. This one, not that I'm seeing anything notable here. The cover art is by Barry Rockwell. Dracula's Guest by Bram Stoker. So it looks like they adapted some classic stories as well within this to give the eerie and creepy readers some much needed horror at the time. Issue 18, 6 stories. Again, Archie Goodwin joined by JTC this time. Again, nothing too massive of note here. Bill Parente did the cover here. Issue 19. Yeah, I'm loving the artwork on these. I can't wait to read through them. Again, if you look at these sort of pages here, you get to see the styles in each one. Page 27, which is the story of the monstrous mistake. That looks particularly, look at that, creepy as. So yeah, super happy to be picking these up. So that's issue 19. Issue 20, which is what I think is a zombie of some sort. Again, Archie Goodwin stories joined by Tom Sutton. Some great looking books here. And then Eerie had what seems, what I'm trying to make sense is it looks like Eerie dropped off or reinvented itself and came back with a second volume, although it lists it as volume 1. It did kick off again in the 70s, I believe, 1972. And this, I've got 4 issues of the second, what seems to be the second volume of the Eerie series. Now, I don't think you necessarily get Cousin Eerie as much as you did on previous issues, but again, you can see here you've got Gene Colan art here on the Hatchet Man story. Again, look at this, look at that artwork there; it's fantastic. So super happy. Yeah, I absolutely agree. The artwork is phenomenal on these, and can't wait to dig in. Then you have issue 2 of the second series of Eerie. Again, you've got some art by Steve Ditko, Frank Frazetta, Al Williamson, Gene Colan. So you can see just digging through some of this art, it just blows you away. Look at that one, ripping his face off. So yeah, look, really can't wait to dig into these. Oh no, Cousin Eerie does still make an appearance. So here you go. So maybe Cousin Eerie moved to the second volume or reinvention of Eerie. Then we've got number 3. And the interesting thing between these new versions of Eerie is their covers are made, they're actually card covers. So the volume 2 seems to be in this sort of card format for the covers as opposed to just normal glossy paper. But yeah, this is 1973, Footsteps of Frankenstein, which looks, I think, is a reprint. Yes, it's a reprint of an earlier story from Eerie as well. So again, fascinating to see. I'm going to do a little bit more digging in terms of these books. And then we'll finish off the Eerie and creepy books with issue 4 from this second series. Whether Eerie was, this may have been a UK variation of the original Eerie magazines. It looks a little bit more like that than it does an actual US-based magazine. So there you go. That's my brief, quick run through of my eerie and creepy books that I recently picked up. And the perfect complement to those, especially if you like Gene Colan art, is this next series of books that I'm going to share with you. Let me just bring them up. I've shared previously a lot of Dracula Lives that I was able to pick up. And I pulled out some of the key issues, but I managed to get the rest sent over. Now, give you a bit of background on the Dracula Lives title. It was reprinting Marvel's Bronze Age horror books that were in the 70s. And it was, I think, the fourth magazine that Marvel UK had put out. This was launched alongside Planet of the Apes. So Dracula Lives launched alongside Planet of the Apes. The two started the same month, I believe. I've already covered off my Dracula Lives #1, which came with a free poster, but this continues the series. So I got issue #2. These featured Werewolf by Night, Tomb of Dracula stories, and also Frankenstein stories from the Marvel run. So you can see here, you've got that amazing Gene Colan art again in terms of Tomb of Dracula reprints with some new original art that was created for these splash pages. As I've covered previously with Marvel UK, what they tended to do was have one issue split over 2 weekly formats. So they would sometimes have to create these brand new splash pages to be able to showcase the stories and have them flow quite seamlessly. So you'll notice a lot of these sort of fill-in splash pages that were, as I found out in my recent interview with Al Murray, that these were created by the bullpen in the US and sent across to the UK for them to print. So these were brand new artwork created specifically for these books. And you can see some of these here. So, for instance, in the Werewolf by Night, which is the second part of the introduction of Werewolf by Night, you get this brief splash page here, which essentially continues the story from issue 1. And then you have the second part of the Frankenstein story here, which reuses the cover from Frankenstein Monster issue 1 from Marvel. And as you can see here, Gary Friedrich, writer, and Mike Plug, artist, continue their awesome adaptation of Frankenstein legend with the able assistance of John Costanza, letterer. So you can see they created, took the original art and then adapted that within the pages here. But then this continues the story. So that's issue 2. Then we have a copy of issue 3. Now this title ran all the way to issue 87. So it was reasonably popular. But then what ended up happening is that they combined Planet of the Apes and Dracula together. So very strange mix for them to be able to consider doing that. Vampires and apes. But yes, what you can see here is you get brand new covers like this that were created specifically for the Marvel UK books. So great to have these alongside my Tomb of Dracula collection and Werewolf by Night and Frankenstein books. As you can see here, that's, I think, the reprint of recreation of the original Tomb of Dracula issue 1. That's issue 4, issue 5. So all of these issues had Werewolf and Frankenstein and Dracula alongside. So really good anthology title. Dracula Lives #6, which again possibly looks like a brand new cover created specifically for the Marvel UK books. Issue #7, again, I've not seen that art before, so I'm assuming that that's another cover created specifically for the Marvel UK books. Let's see what else we have. Issue #8. Again, I think that that's a brand new cover. This one is a pre-existing cover from Tomb of Dracula. But yeah, issue 9. Then we have issue 10, which is a recreation of a previous Marvel US cover. #11, again, I think that is a brand new cover created specifically for Marvel UK. This one is a copy of a Tomb of Dracula cover. So again, you can see that here. But then you have issue 13, which again has this brand new cover created specifically for Marvel UK, it would appear. One of the Tomb of Dracula covers recreated here on number 14. Then you have issue 15. That classic cover of Frankenstein and Dracula together. So that's in issue 16 and 17. Missing issue 18. Then we move to 19. Then we have issue 22. Issue 23. Great cover there. Another one recreating one of the Tomb of Dracula covers there, issue 24. Then we have this issue 25, which is a beautiful painted cover. Not sure where that originated from. Again, looks like it was created specifically for the Marvel UK covers there. Issue 26. What's missing here actually is issue 20 and 21, which are the first UK appearance of Blade. Not sure if that glare is killing everybody here. The light's not perfect today. So let me see if I can do a little bit of moving around. There you go. Is that slightly better? Issue 27 with, again, a stunning painted cover here. Follow the full moon madness in Marvel style. 36 great pages. Issue 28. Issue 29. This looks like this was, again, created specifically for Marvel UK. I'm not sure I've seen that or a variation of that previously, but this one is one of the original Tomb of Dracula covers here. So this is issue 31. Issue 32. Now it seems we have Werewolf by Night and Brother Voodoo inside. There we go. Brother Voodoo story in there. So great to be able to have that and read through that in absence of a Brother Voodoo run. Issue 33. Issue 35, which I know is definitely a cover that was created specifically for Marvel UK. This is issue number 35 with this amazing river of blood flowing over Count Dracula there. Another Marvel UK cover with Blade on there. Not the best realized in terms of art. This is by Hannigan as the cover artist. Not the best work of Dracula you will probably ever seen there. But still an interesting cover nonetheless, especially if you collect your Tomb of Draculas. Issue 37. Issue 38 with the Werewolf by Night Dracula crossover, recreating that amazing cover there. Another US cover recreated here with issue 39. Again, that crossover of Werewolf by Night and Dracula. Beautiful Mike Plug art there. Issue 40. And then we have missing 41. Then we have number 42. Again, looks like a brand new cover specifically for Marvel UK. And you'll notice in here, you have not just Werewolf by Night, but the Living Mummy in here as well. So you can see they had a plenty of material from the US to be able to choose from them and populate this title. And we got issue 43. Again, a classic Tomb of Dracula cover there, recreated in the Marvel UK format. Again, another, what looks like another piece of art created specifically for the Dracula Lives title for Marvel UK. Issue 45. Now we have Legion of Monsters in here as well. Let me just bring that up. The Living Mummies in here. Fantastic that this hasn't been messed up and is not drawn on. Werewolf by Night. Death of a Werewolf. Dracula Lives number 49. Special 50th issue with what looks like another cover created specifically for Marvel UK with the Mummy, Werewolf by Night, and Dracula on the front cover. Fantastic. With the origin of Lilith in here. So I'll go through and work out which issues reprint which issues from Tomb of Dracula and the various issues over there. Then you've got another brand new cover for issue 52 here. And you have what seems like another cover created specifically for Marvel UK. So this with Dracula as a bat creature and battling blade. So that's Pablo Marcos artwork on that one. Issue 55. Tomb of Dracula cover there reused with another new cover here in issue 56. Werewolf by Night battling the living mummy with Dracula in the background. Another new piece of art created for Marvel UK, it would appear, in issue 58. This is 1975, November 29th. Issue 59. Then we have Dracula Lives now featuring the Legion of Monsters, Mystery As You Like It. Again, I believe this is a Rich Buckler cover, but created specifically for Marvel UK. Let's just see if we've got Legion of Monsters in the back, or is that just the title they gave? It would appear they just used the Legion of Monsters. Then you've got issue 61. That's a classic cover from, I believe, Tomb of Dracula. Issue 62, which again looks like it is another cover created specifically for Marvel UK with the Legion of Monsters on them. Man-Thing, Werewolf by Night, and Dracula. Let's just see what we've got here. There he is, Man-Thing. With the baby issue. Dracula Lives number 63, featuring Legion of Monsters. Issue 64. Issue 66, missing 65. Missing 67, 68, but we have 69 with that classic Tomb of Dracula cover recreated here. And then issue 71, missing issue 70. Another, what looks like a cover created specifically for Marvel UK, issue 72. Pablo Marcos cover here. Issue 73. What looks like another cover created specifically for Marvel UK, issue 74 with Dracula, Werewolf by Night, a Man-Thing on the cover. Issue 75 with Brother Voodoo cover. England's #1 fear book, issue 76, Man-Thing, Werewolf by Night battles the sinister Moon Knight. There we go. Look at that. Maybe the recreation of, I think that's Werewolf by Night 32 or 33, reprinted in this issue. Issue 76, issue 77, missing 78, I have 79, 81, 82, now featuring Ghost Rider. So again, they're just taking from all of the classic Marvel Bronze Age horror books and bringing them across to this Dracula Lives title. Issue 86, with Spider-Man inside for some reason. And then to close us off for today, got this copy of 87, which happened to be the final issue before, as I say, it merged with Planet of the Apes, and you had the two side by side in that collection. So wanted to get those out, show you. As I say, they arrived this week. I've got a few unboxings coming in the next couple of weeks, but these, it felt like the right thing to do as a sort of late night show and give you a sense of the books that arrived this week. So yes, hope you enjoyed that. If you've got any questions or would like to see more of these books, I'll do a little bit of a deeper dive at some point, particularly on those Eerie's and the creepy magazines. But yeah, I'm looking forward to sort of going through these Dracula Lives books as well. Obviously have to bag and board these. But yeah, really good. Nice pickup. Looking forward to getting those missing gaps now within this run. So as always, great to see you all. Thanks for joining today. Thank you, Ben. I appreciate that. That's very nice of you to say. Again, if anyone's got any sort of Tomb of Draculas or Dracula Lives, those missing ones, I'd be very interested in finalizing that collection. And thanks also, Cole, for that as well. The Eerie's were really cool. They are, yes, the Eerie's were particularly cool. Thank you very much. Really enjoyed that, and welcome, Kevin. So great to see you all. Hope you have a great show today. As I say, very quick, very brief. It was very sort of rushed, just straight off the plane, straight to the studio. Normal programming will resume next week, and we will be going through some new books that I've got this week as well. Stay on the lookout for a couple of my videos coming this week as well. I'll be doing a unboxing of an interesting experiment I did with CGC submission using CGC pressing. So stay in tune for that, and let me know what you think. Meanwhile, as always, if you haven't already, hit that like button if you enjoyed the content. And if you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button and the notification bell for any future content that we put out. And with that, I will leave you all to your Monday or Sunday in the US and the UK. And I will hopefully see you next week on that other Merry Monday Mail Call at a normal time next week. See you soon. Take care.